Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about watching Misfits.
Cool, man. I watched maybe all of the first season.
Yeah, you were telling me
it's interesting.
You telling me that it was kind of like Skins.
It's a little bit like Skins with superpowers.
I love Skins.
Yes, I know you do.
Like Tony. Gendry was in Skins. You don't know who Gendry is.
That's a Game of Thrones character.
Yes.
I know it because I hang out with nerds.
And Gilly is also in Skins. You know, in the first season, you know the blonde girl who wants to commit... she's like bulimic.
No.
Or she's anorexic, doesn't want to eat a lot. She like pushes her food off to the side.
That seems like half the people on that show.
Yeah, but this one's like... She doesn't do any food.
Okay.
She kind of like the glasses nerd.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember any of this stuff.
You don't remember Skins? You were talking about Skins.
I know. I saw it when it was like first run on BBC America.
Me too.
But you have the Steel Trap. I don't. I also didn't like it, so I don't remember stuff I don't like Spaceballs.
Dude, you say that, people are going to come after you, and I will let them come after you in the comments.
So by the next episode, I'm going to have a little bit of a review of a show that I'm watching, which is Tron Uprising. So you got to talk about Star. I'm going to talk a little bit about Tron Uprising.
Will you have it finished by next episode?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I've got like 5 left. There's only 19 episodes. So, yeah, I'll have it done.
Yeah, and then I think I'm going to have somebody on, and we're going to talk about Miraculous Ladybug.
All right. Yeah. Cool. How many? Now, that's 2 seasons are out?
1 season.
Oh, just 1?
Yeah.
Cool.
26 episodes and a Christmas special.
Dang.
Christmas special, by the way. Not really a special. Just an episode that takes place in Christmas where they sing.
Oh, okay.
It's
That's really how American television does it.
Well, it's not even American television.
Oh.
It's a French show that is made in Korea.
That's right. It seems like only really the British shows do an actual Christmas special, which is like a longer episode and like an actual event. But here, we just do a Halloween episode or a Christmas episode or a Thanksgiving episode.
Or and they're just kind of like, or you have your musical episode. But their Christmas episode, they were like, let's take the musical episode and the Christmas episode and combine it together because it's I don't know.
Nice.
They're like, do it.
Nice, dude. All right, let's kick it off, man.
Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, episode 33.
Yeah.
My name is Josh.
I'm Gavin.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome. Sit down.
We can do an NPR.
Pour yourself a glass.
And on this episode of the Animation Station Podcast, we're going to be sipping tea and... I got nothing else.
Just tea sipping.
I don't do NPR.
That's all this episode is.
It's very white noisy. Just kind of like, you can just kind of...
The initials for what we watched today spell T. If you unjumble them.
If you unjumble them. It really spells Tay.
Tay.
But hey, you want some Tay?
You want some nice Tay? Awesome, dude. I'm excited. This is, to me, this is a really interesting movie that we're going to talk about today. So, do you have any news before we get into it?
Oh my gosh, so much news. Let me get my notebook out.
I don't think you do.
Oh, there it is. So, news... on Friday, we got a brand new Coco poster.
Yeah, I saw that.
With a dog.
Shocker, a dog.
So, but this could be cool. Disney may give us a dog-flavored dog sidekick instead of a dog-flavored horse sidekick.
I like that you're calling it flavored.
I couldn't think of a word, so I went with flavored.
I like it. I'm sure that dog is dog flavored.
I bet it is. I bet it's delicious.
Yeah, so a dog with dog attributes.
Yes, dog flavored.
Mm-hmm.
We also had this past Tuesday Star and Marco's Guide to Mastering Every Dimension came out in book form.
Oh, yeah, the book. You showed it to me. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so, got a little bit of...
It's kind of in the same vein as the journal
Gravity Falls one?
Gravity Falls. Yeah, it's got all kinds of illustrations.
Expensive.
Wow.
Way less expensive.
I don't think Star has the cult following yet that Gravity Falls developed.
I don't know. Tumblr and the Instagram.
No, it's got the nerdy fan thing going, but Gravity Falls brought in that collector mystery solver crowd.
Yeah, your wife likes Gravity Falls.
Where they really wanted that journal.
Yeah, your wife likes Gravity Falls, but not too much of a fan of Star.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Well, it's fine. You can still watch it all you want, man.
Anything else happen this week?
They had some casting news for Cars 3. Nathan Fillion's going to be in it, which I thought was kind of cool.
Why not?
And some other bit characters.
Hey, man, Castle's over. He's making the rounds.
He's Captain Hammer.
I know. Captain Hammer's definitely over.
Aw. Anyway, I think that was kind of neat. But
in Santa Clarita.
Yes, he did. Oh,
Santa Clarita Diet. Spoilers for the first episode of Santa Clarita Diet.
Is that the very first episode?
Yeah.
It is, huh?
He gets it.
Oh, man, when she bites off his fingers, I was like, oh, jeez, this show's hardcore. It's weird. It's really hardcore graphic violence, but in a comedy setting.
Well, it's also that only happens 3 times.
Yeah, it's only a few times, yeah. Yeah, but it's gruesome.
It's very gruesome.
So those scenes were actually hard for me to watch. I don't do gore really well.
What's great about that is since Drew Barrymore, is she a vegetarian or a vegan? I think
in real life?
Yeah, I think she's a vegetarian.
I don't personally know Drew Barrymore, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I met her the 3 times.
You and Drew.
We had. You know what? Thinking about it, we had brunch, but she didn't actually eat anything.
Just Bloody Marys.
Shh, alcoholic. Allegedly.
Wow.
No, Drew Barrymore, salt of the earth.
Welcome to the Animation Station, the show where we slander Drew Barrymore.
No, she's great. She's so great that we decided to do a movie that she was in.
We did. I like Drew Barrymore. I've always liked her. I think she's really charming and talented and funny. I like a lot of the movies that she's in.
I get her and Nicole Kidman mixed up.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That would be crazy. Well, they're blonde.
I can't tell her and Matt Damon apart.
There was a time that they were speaking at the same time on the movie, and I was like, I don't know which one's which. Is Matt Damon the one with the purple highlights?
Yeah, yes, totally. Yeah, so I mean, I think she's delightful, and I think she brings a lot to an animated character. So
Gavin, what movie did we watch? Because we've been rambling.
We watched.
It took us 16 minutes to get this far.
We watched the notorious
B.I.G.
Titan A.E. Notorious because it's known as the movie that killed the Fox Animation Studios. Although they were already... Was that the thing from Inner Workings? Huh? It was awesome. Yeah, this is the movie that killed the studio. They basically shut it down after this movie totally flopped. Budget of $100 and some odd million, and it made $36 million in the box office. It was just a tanker, which is weird. I loved it when it came out. I was like, "This is awesome! It's great!" And
I think I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, I did too. And I've always liked it. But yeah, it tanked. The writing was on the wall for the studio though, and basically they were at the point of shutting it down. And it was only because Don Bluth and Gary Goldman took on this project and said, "Okay, we're going to do this," that they were like, "Okay, we'll let you do one more." During production, they fired 300 of the animation staff. So they had to outsource a ton of this to 4 or 5 different studios just to complete it.
That's what happened with that baseball.
It probably did, yeah. There's that scene where they're handing off that baseball and it jumps out of his hand and then back in his hand.
I don't know why I was drawn to that.
You were looking right at it when it happened. It was perfect timing.
What happened?
Yeah, and it's weird because I lived in Phoenix at the time, and that's where the Fox Animation Studios were. It was in Phoenix, Arizona, and during the late 90s, the animation school in, I think, Dublin, Ireland, I don't remember what it's called, was one of the biggest producers of animation graduates in the world. And so a lot of these studios were hiring Irishmen. And I just remember this huge influx of Irish speaking or Irish accented people around Phoenix, Arizona. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I came to find out that it was because the Fox Animation Studios had hired a ton of people out of that school in Ireland. And I thought that was really neat. But then it was really sad when they just completely shut it down. And then all of a sudden, Irishmen. Hundreds and hundreds of people were out of jobs and looking for work in an industry that, I mean, there's only so many animation studios that you can go to back then. You know, now there's probably a lot more. I wonder where a
lot of them went.
I'm sure a lot of them ended up.
They went up to Canada because because the early 2000s is when like the Canadian animation stuff really started soaring.
Yeah, that's when you had a bigger proliferation start in television animation. You got a lot more independent studios over the last 15 years. I'm sure DreamWorks and even Disney and other companies grabbed them up. But yeah, man, it's sad that animation studio, which gave us great movies like American Tail and Anastasia, they did some good work. They just couldn't make it work financially. I'm not totally sure why, but this is the one that was the nail in the coffin.
It's too much 3D.
And it stinks, man. It's actually mostly 3D.
It's mostly 3D. It's too much of that, man.
Really?
And it doesn't hold up.
See, that's what's interesting to me. I think in a lot of ways...
That very end shot looks like they pulled it...
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it looks like they pulled it from
that final shot, when they pull out, it looks like it's crap.
It's like, I played video games
the
better
fact that that's the kind of grand finale shot, it's so upsetting and disappointing.
It also pulls so much from different shows and movies. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. Did we say what we were that we were watching Titan A.E.? I don't remember us saying that we watched Titan A.E.
Remember I said it was the notorious Titan A.E. and you made your B.I.G. joke.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. But where was I going?
I don't know. We were talking about that final shot.
Yeah, they pull a lot of stuff out of this because I mean the very beginning scene looks like something looks straight out of Babylon 5.
Oh yeah, with all the dredge.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, this is like Babylon 5.
Yeah, the ship design and that, like the ship design of like the motherships and the little scout fighters of the dredge looks like it came out of probably a couple different Star Trek franchises. But they look very Star Trek-y to me.
And the whole bit with it's basically Genesis.
It's kind of Genesis, yeah.
Can I cook?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a lot of apocalyptic sci-fi things. I told you when this movie started, especially that beginning segment, when the first time I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, I was immediately reminded of Titan A.E. because it's this lone human character out in the galaxy, kind of scraping by and making a name for himself in his own way. He's a scrappy character, and I mean, he's not quite Star-Lord, but, it kind of had the same feel to me.
He did part of the screenplay. He was
part of the story writing team, yeah.
It's really cool.
Did he work on Guardians?
Did he? I don't know. But we do know one show that he used to work on.
Yes, Roseanne. Sorry, he did.
And Toy Story. But he worked on Firefly.
Yes.
And
yes, he did.
I was getting a lot of Firefly stuff in this,
I can see a lot of Firefly.
Like when they go to New Bangkok, I'm like, did they go to New Bangkok in Firefly?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's actually Titan A.E. that influenced a lot of these things. Because a lot of these things came afterwards.
Well, a lot of it, like, there's a whole part where I was watching and I'm like, this looks like something I played in Mass Effect.
Yeah, I see a lot of video game stuff in it, yeah.
It was very... I mean, it's good. Like I like all the little genres and stuff that they're throwing in there.
Yeah.
But it's like, it just seemed like let's take it. I bet here's the thing: if this was a book, I bet it would be great. I bet it would be a great book.
They commissioned Ken Anderson to do 3 prequel novels to this in the lead up to the movie. So there's 3 prequel novels out there that you can read. I don't know if they did a novelization of the movie. They probably did because they seem to always do. I don't know.
Because I think this would be a better book series than it would be.
Well, it's out there. You can find it.
Yeah.
It's on Wikipedia.
Because there's a lot of problems story-wise with this movie.
Really? I didn't think there was a whole lot of story problems. But wait, let's stay on the visuals, because you said the visuals didn't work for you.
No.
Too much CG. What were your problems with it specifically?
They tried to put too much in it. Like all of the, what were they called? The dredge. The dredge. All of them were just atrocious.
Their character design?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that they were like, okay, let's put these random 3D elements in this 2D scene. Like when they attack in the bar, I was like, Lord, get this over with, please.
Well, they're supposed to look different because they're made out of energy. They're not made out of metal and wood and flesh and bone. You can make them look like
energy, but not do that.
You can't if you're Fox in 2000.
Yeah,
you can now.
When everything's going. Well, I'm just thinking of, I know anime at that time that could have pulled that exact same thing off way better.
With just 2D techniques?
With just 2D techniques.
Oh, I agree with that. I think
I'm like, the 3D stuff.
Fox could have done it better if they'd done it in 2D. They just didn't have the staff.
It would have been a full 2D movie.
They didn't have the staff to do it. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah. And
if this, like when we were talking about, like our last question last week was what's a live action movie that you would like to see. I think this would be a really good live action movie.
That's excellent that you mentioned that. This was originally being developed at the Fox Studios as a live action film.
I think it would have been better.
And they couldn't get it off the ground, and that's when they showed Don Bluth the script. And Don Bluth and Gary Goldman, the guys that made this movie, they're not sci-fi guys, and they didn't want to do a sci-fi movie, but they were basically told, if you don't take this, we're shutting the studio down now. So they took it, and they did it. But yeah, this was originally intended to be a live-action movie.
Now, was this before or after Battlefield Earth?
This has to have been before. I'm not sure.
Here, you talk about, some of the...
Well, let me talk about my take on the visuals, because I understand and I agree that there are limitations with the visuals as far as the 3D elements go. But what I like that they did is they tended to, in all of their scenes, throw in so many different elements and so many different textures and sources of light that, to me, it helped kind of blend it all together and made for enough of a unified visual statement that I wasn't as catapulted out of it with certain things like that. I did notice that when the Dredge show up in the bar that they look totally different than everything else. But with all of the texture and color and, character design and different elements that your eye could fall on in those scenes, I think it works. I'm not over the moon about it. And it's not something that I could write elegant pages about, about the artwork, but I think it works as a sci-fi adventure animated film. And, visually, that last scene is the worst. Every time I watch that movie, I dread that last scene because that is the only thing that just ruins it for me. I dredge it. But in and of itself, I like the design work of the ships, of the environments. The painted backgrounds are amazing. The character design, I think, is pretty good. The only one that's a little off-putting for me is the weapons officer that Janine Garofalo plays with her two double-kneed legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about her proportions which don't work out for me. I like Nathan Lane's character, the smarmy second command guy. Yeah, Timon Jar Jar. That's perfect, actually.
That's when he started talking, I was like, it's Timon Jar Jar.
That's funny. I like John Leguizamo's character.
John Leguizamo's character was kind of like a nothing character.
He kind of reminded me of the
was that box that he created?
The digging mole charter from Atlantis, which came out the same year.
What was the box he created?
We don't even care. We don't find out. Yeah, it's a mystery.
Nothing happens in the box.
Yeah.
Don't bring Battlefield Earth also came out in 2000.
Okay, so
everything
similar.
Came out in 2000.
Yeah, apparently.
But it's like, don't talk about stuff in the movie. Don't give me these things and then don't pay them off.
Never watched the show Gavin and Stacey.
I've seen Gavin.
Oh,
and
you
Stacey.
have?
Yeah.
What happened on the fishing trip?
I used to watch. Dude, it was back when BBC America actually had good shows.
When they actually had shows.
Yeah, they used to do like Gavin and Stacey and Coupling.
Yeah.
I miss Coupling. Coupling was so good. It was a Better Friends.
I totally agree. It was actually, they were trying to, when it was known that Friends was ending, they were trying to work it out to bring Coupling over to like take its time slot in America, but it didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We would have ruined it.
Oh, yeah.
We would have totally destroyed it. Yeah. It's a perfect show as it is. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, romance. Were you so disappointed?
Dude, okay. Hat's coming off.
Hat comes off.
Here's the thing. They came so close. By the way, their love thing is not believable at all. No,
it's not. They don't spend any time developing.
No, they're just like there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, sure. I'll take your word for it.
They're a good-looking couple, though.
Yeah, with her cool.
Despite his stupid '90s boy haircut.
Oh, dude, you mean his Matt Damon haircut?
Yeah, it was Matt Damon back
in 2000
then.
haircut.
Yeah, I know. And then the ship captain, God, their hair was so bad. Anyway, keep going.
90s. Yeah, like
Akima's hair was cool.
Their romance is unbelievable.
Right.
So there's that, but then you kind of get past it and you're like, sure, why not? Heat of the moment, just do it, right? Nike. And then very end, they're like, all right, let's go ahead and kiss.
Touching lips.
Our lips are almost touching. The little bitty hairs on the top of Matt Damon's, lip, and her little bitty hairs, they're touching each other. And then the ship goes by, and they're like, we better not kiss. You're like, no, what is this?
And then they pan away, and you never see them again.
It's garbage.
Hey, believe me, right now they're busy repopulating Planet Bob.
I want to see them repopulating, but that seems a little bit weird. I wanted to at least see a kiss.
Right.
And that's another thing. Don't promise me stuff.
If they show you
don't do anything.
Her naked silhouette in the shower, they can show a kiss.
I also saw Matt Damon's bum.
Yeah, Matt Damon's naked bum in this. And we see straight up murder in this. I can't believe this movie is rated PG.
Well, let's see, because we have our first murder...
which is the chef.
Well, actually, our first murder is Earth.
Well, right, yeah, and everybody left on it.
Yeah, and the poor ship's trying to get out.
That's the genocide that begins the movie.
And then, you have Cockroach Guy getting shot in the face. Mm-hmm. And then Timon Jar Jar gets his neck snapped.
Yeah, like violently, right in front of you. It's crazy. Yeah. I can't believe that they...
And there's a lot of domestic violence, too.
Pull that off and... get a PG PG rating.
Freaking Captain Lone Star hits what's her name? Purple hair.
Akima.
Hits Akima, like slaps her across the face. I'm like, Jeebus.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah, there's a lot of violence in it. There's warfare.
I love Bill Pullman. He was a great part of the movie.
Nakedness. There's insinuated nakedness, and it's PG. I'm really surprised. Because especially with cartoons, whatever the Motion Picture Association or whoever does the ratings tends to be really conservative because we never want to expose our kids to something that's too crazy. That's why people flip out when two boys kiss in a cartoon. But this one slipped through with a PG, and I'm really surprised by it.
Well, here's the reason is because if that would have been a female tush, it would have been like, this is R now.
I'm actually more...
But it's like, it's a male boy tush, and it's used in a comedic moment, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting take.
I mean, that's just the way that, just going by, the stuff I've seen. Like, you can show stuff like that on Nickelodeon. Like, there's an episode of Rugrats that, Tommy's naked the whole entire episode, and you see his bum, and you're like, cool, why not? Sure, this is on Nickelodeon.
Baby bum's different than
Matt Damon?
Full adult bum.
Well, he's probably only 20 years old.
You know what I mean. So that's full adult.
Actually, I have no idea how old he is when he's a kid.
I have no idea either. I think Good Will Hunting came out in like 97 or 98. Well, because
I would say, let's say he's 6 at the very beginning of the movie, and then 15 years
passes. You're talking about in the movie.
Yeah, so he's probably 21. He can drink. He
What's
does
his name?
He does
Kale?
drink.
His name's Kale, right?
Kale. Yeah. Like the delicious plant.
Except with a C, I think.
Like, not like the delicious plant.
Not like Caleb without the B. Kale.
Kale.
So let's talk about the story. You said you had story problems too.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But let's just move on.
So dumb.
Let's keep it going.
They're like, okay. Here's the thing. They're like, okay, we gotta stop the Titan. Blah. Okay, cool, nifty. Because we wanna. Because why? Because we wanna kill the humans, but yet we don't kill all the humans.
Well, they tried.
They surely know that New Bangkok's out there.
Oh, well, they want to kill the source, and then I think they're hunting the rest of the galaxy.
Well, then just kill that. There's a source right
there.
Well,
that's the thing, though. They know that if they kill the main source there, that the rest of the people, they're going to peter out eventually. Like, the race can't maintain itself.
If you know that that's there, it's like, I mean, we're here.
Yeah, but they had bigger fish to fry. They knew that one of those AEs got out, and they know that the sun got out, so they have to dismantle that first because that has the potential to restart everything. They know that. Yeah. So to me, that follows. I like that.
We had 2 montages, right?
2 montages. I don't remember 2.
Okay, I know we had the one, but for whatever reason, part of me was thinking that we had a second montage too.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think just the one.
Every good sci-fi movie has a montage,
sure.
Like a Big Hero 6.
Absolutely.
Except
gotta have a montage.
Theirs was to better music.
Yeah, the music in this.
If this would have been made in 1998, we would have had some dope ska music. But unfortunately,
oh my gosh,
2000 it was already over.
I'm glad it's
we
not
had what
98.
Fake grunge.
It was diet grunge, kind of that cleaned up radio alternative music that happened in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was like the echo or the after effect of all of the amazing music that happened in the 90s. But I don't know, it kind of fits for me because that's kind of what this movie is. It's kind of like a pseudo sci-fi. It's
not good, so let's not put a lot of good music in it.
It's not that it's not good.
Do you think they were like, this movie, do we really, like, we're closing the studio.
Yeah.
We don't have to buy anybody big.
Right.
It's like, it's all right. Smash Mouth's popular right now. It's okay.
Nah.
No.
I don't know. I think it kind of fits because, yeah, it's not an A-list type movie, even though the voice acting is A-list or the celebrities that they got were A-list. I think the music fits it to me. Like, it's just kind of it's not necessarily taking itself so seriously that it has to go out and get, these amazing top 40 songs that some movies get, like Big Hero 6.
Okay, anyway. Going back to the story. Sorry, I'm done with the music.
No, you're fine.
It's
I can tell.
It's garbage.
Go.
More to how, like I was talking about before, how they basically took a bunch of stuff, like later half of the movie was Wrath of Khan.
Oh, Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
I was like, Ravacon. What are you talking about?
Ravacon. Ravacon's dope.
That's a con that I haven't been to.
Yeah. It's for ravers. It's Ravacon.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's basically Wrath of Khan.
There's a ton of Star Trek influence in this.
I mean, the whole bit where they're, kind of like ghosting each other. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah,
absolutely.
That's the Reliant and the Enterprise in that mist field thing.
Well, I gotta
believe,
like
upside down on each other.
Since Bluth and Goldman were not sci-fi people that aren't sci-fi
I
people,
bet they probably
at least know
about
Star Trek. And most people have seen the first couple of Star Trek movies that are of that age, because they're a generation or two older than me. So they know the original series, and so that might be their only real sci-fi influence.
Because, and then they're like, okay, so what are we going to do? Let's have this world creator, and then
Genesis.
We'll create a brand new world. It's like, yeah, it's Genesis.
Yeah.
Like when they walk in, they're like, look at all these things, and I was like, it's freaking Genesis.
It totally is.
Totally.
It's been done before.
How are you gonna do this, guys? How are you gonna do this? Maybe Titan A.E. too. It was gonna be the search for, what was his name? Chorus.
Who are you talking about?
The Bill Pullman, Lone Star.
Oh, Maybe.
It'll be the search for Lone Star. I'm surprised they didn't jettison off him into a tube and he like does like a cool rig around the planet and then like disappears into the sunrise.
That'd be awesome. So, I mean, I didn't really have many problems with the story. To me, the plot makes sense. It kind of flows.
Well, yeah, it's
in a good direction. I think the only thing I don't really like...
That's my problem, was like the end where I'm like, it's way too similar. Like, way too similar.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only problem I really have is we already talked about the romance between them. They never really developed that. We just have to assume that it happens.
Yeah, it's like...
But I love how that 2/3 of the way through, they're like, oh, okay, of course. This is like Treasure Island, where the crew is actually villains and they're flipping it and they're actually out.
And not even all the crew either.
Yeah, I thought that was genius. And, it's kind of like what we're going to talk about in our last movie this month, because similar thing happens in that movie. There are some strong sci-fi adventure things. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
I've read the book. It's over there.
Yeah. So, I like the story in this one.
Yeah, like I said, it's good for, what it is.
Yeah.
It's just the similarities and the love quotations love story there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he literally gets captured, comes back, and they're like, hey, hugging each other.
Yeah.
Like, no.
The one thing that this movie does not have much at all that I love in animated movies is
progression.
No, I feel like it has some of that.
He starts off as a D, and then he kind of still ends up as a D until he does a complete 180 too. It's like,
by D, do you mean Dallas Texan?
Sure, we'll go with that.
All right,
but it's just like, sure, why not? We'll make it believable.
I don't know.
Because this whole time he's like, screw humanity, they're all gonna die anyway. And then the guy's like, yeah, he catches Lone Star talking with, whatever. And he's like, you're a liar. I want to save humanity now. And you're like, bro, you wanted to destroy like 3 seconds ago.
By then, though, he had stood in that place where he knew his father had stood, and he had started to put together
Well, by then also
what was happening.
He had seen purple hair in a tower.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he has a reason to live.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, okay, I can do this.
I can relate.
I like what she said, like, in or out, and we were like, it was like you, me, and Brady
yeah,
were like
in every time.
Who's going to choose out? Be like, no, it's okay, I'll give you some privacy. It's like, what?
That's hilarious. There's something else. I was trying to say, the one thing that this movie doesn't have is
Pumbaa.
Comedy. Like, they try to make some jokes here and there, but you didn't hear me laugh once in this movie, did you?
None of it's funny.
Yeah, there's no real humor in this movie, and that to me is its biggest drawback, because I think Logan. They could have been a lot funnier. They try to do that kind of off the cuff Matt Damon smart humor in a lot of places, but it doesn't come off in this at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, he some of that, like, Good Will Hunting or kind of that era Matt Damon comedy, but it doesn't play. I just don't think it plays.
That. Yeah.
So that, to me, is my biggest criticism of the movie, besides that final shot, which looks like crap, which we must say again. It looks like crap.
Yeah, it's awful.
All right, dude, you want to rate this movie?
Yeah, so I give it a lot of crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a...
Remember, they didn't kiss.
What's yours?
I have voiced my criticisms of it, and I've voiced the things that I liked. And for me, for whatever reason, this movie just entertains me. I do enjoy watching it every time I pop it in. So I'm giving this one a 3. 3 Jiminy Crickets. I like it.
Okay, so I'm going to give it, after much deliberation.
We paused for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's how long it took. I'm going to give it a 3. 3 Dipper Pines.
All right, I like it.
Who knows? By the end of the episode, it may change. I'm going to have to think of it.
So give or take a 0.5?
There's no 0.5s. It's against my religion.
I'm going to break
Can't
you.
Can't do it.
All right, dude. Speaking of 5s, let's do a top 5.
And now, for another Top 5.
All right, dude, you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
This week, Top 5 science fiction vehicles. I'm anticipating some mech suits from you.
No. None of mine are labeled. I mean, I don't have mine ranked.
You don't?
No.
That's all right.
I usually wait until...
My week has been so busy. I literally did it during the first scene of the movie tonight.
I was wondering, like, you were like writing stuff down and on your phone a lot, and I was like, man.
Yeah, it's been tough. So, am I first or you first?
I went first last week.
Okay, so I'm first. So my number 5 is none other than John Silver's ship, the RLS Legacy from Treasure Planet. That is the pirate ship, spaceship combo, which is pretty freaking cool.
Nice. My number 5, I went with, from the video game Halo, I went with the Pillar of Autumn.
The Pillar of Autumn.
The Pillar of Autumn.
Okay.
It's the name of a ship.
Is it a pillar with wheels?
No, it's the name of a ship.
Okay.
And I only say because you start the game on the Pillar of Autumn, and you end the game on the Pillar of Autumn.
Ooh.
It's crashed. You fight a whole bunch of stuff. And that's a lot of my, first real video game experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting on the Xbox, going to a friend's house, hooking a couple up, having a little LAN party, and there'd be 8 of us. Well, actually, there'd probably be 10 of us usually, and there's only 8 controllers. So we would have to, whoever were the 2 lowest in the previous game, had to swap out with the 2 other people, whoever was left.
You could hook 8 controllers up to it?
4 players.
Dang.
But it also really sucked because there'd be the TV in the living room, which would be a bigger TV. Mm-hmm. So at the time, probably 40 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would go into the guest, the other room that the other Xbox was hooked up to, and it'd be like this 20-inch little thing. So it'd be like so small. And you always wanted to be in the living room. You wanted to be in the top 4 so you can get in the living room position.
That's hilarious. So what does this ship look like? I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, dude, I can't. Kind of like the ship from Alien.
Okay, Cool. Nice. I like it. All right, my number 4, also from a video game. We mentioned it, I think, last week, and I never considered video games, so I'm glad you mentioned it last week, but the Normandy from Mass Effect.
Fun fact, my number 4 is the Normandy from Mass Effect.
I love that ship. It is one of the coolest science fiction ships I've ever seen.
And the Normandy 2, which they remake in Mass Effect 2 and 3. I think you're in the Normandy 2.
Okay, cool.
But
I just think it's a neat design,
so
man.
It's such a good little ship, too.
It's really good, yeah.
Only problem on the Normandy 2 is when you have to leave the war room, and you have to go through that security station, and then there's 2 chicks that are sitting there the whole time talking, and you can't skip past it because it's a loading screen, but they talk the whole entire time. And you're like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And you just want to shoot them or something. When they get captured, you're like, thank goodness they got captured. There's no talking anymore.
What's really cool about modern TVs is they all have a button that's called mute.
No, but here's the thing. You would want to do that, but they are actually giving you some story sometimes.
Oh,
there's a lot of the times they're just talking about garbage, but a lot of sometimes they'll be like, oh, did you hear about this person on this deck? And you're like, oh, well, I got to go check out this person on this deck, and then a quest would happen. You'd be like, see, I hadn't listened to those 2. If I had a mute it like Gavin.
Touche.
But yeah, Seth Green pilots the ship, so it's all great.
Nice. So we both had Normandy. Nice.
The Normandy,
I
yes.
like it. So back to me?
Yep.
My number 3.
I hope it's not the same as mine.
It might be. I don't know. Is it from tonight's movie?
Nope.
All right, then.
This ship didn't make anything. You see 3 whole rooms on this ship.
I'm going with the Titan A.E.
I'm not sure it was called the Titan A.E. I think
it's called the Titan, maybe, but whatever. We all know what we're talking about. The planet-making ship at the end. and the beginning.
That's it? I thought you were going to be like the little...
No, the Titan. That's the main ship that flew out there to create a planet.
So Genesis.
Basically, yes. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I love that it was this big spherical ship that just blasts its way out of that silo and then goes into hyperspace, and then it's out there waiting to be repowered, and then they repower it with the dredge energy, and then it does its thing. And I think it's really cool how they show the creation of that planet. So
cool.
The Titan, possibly AE.
Sure. No. My number 3.
It was cool, dude.
Sure, whatever, bro. My number 3 from a little anime that I talk about a lot, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, yeah.
I went with Eva Unit 1, which is Shinji Ikari's Eva.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I remember those. I need to rewatch that series because it's been so long I've forgotten most of what happens, but I can picture those Eva units, and they're pretty BA.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
I like that episode where he and Asuka have to be like in sync with each other, and they basically, do everything together. Like they play Twister.
Nice.
And they do that cool fight scene where they fight an angel, and it's choreographed to some classical piece of music, and it's really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I remember parts of that episode because I remember the Twister.
The Twister. And
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Like they're like crap at it, and then at the end, because it's the whole episode's like a montage, and then at the end they're like, yeah, ba 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 ba. It looks like they're playing DDR.
Right. That's awesome.
What you got for 2?
All right, number 2 from Star Wars Clone Wars. I'm going with Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, that cool blue and white one.
Oh, okay.
I love that little ship, dude.
Wait, from the Clone Wars or Clone Wars?
The micro series. That's Clone Wars. Yeah. Yeah. So from that one, I love that little ship, dude.
Why would you call it the same? God, this is so dumb. Star Wars is stupid sometimes.
Sometimes that's true, yeah. I agree.
So what was this micro series called? It was Star Wars Clone Wars. What should we call this series?
Very next series that we do.
How about the Clone Wars?
Yeah, I agree.
That won't get confusing.
So confusing.
For
I know.
people, 10 years later that are trying to do a podcast.
Yeah. They didn't know we would be doing this.
They should have.
I know. They should have anticipated it. Anyway, I just think it's a really cool ship.
What your number 1 is.
Yeah?
Because I think your number 1 may be my number 2.
I guarantee you it's not.
From the anime Cowboy Bebop?
Nope.
It's not the Bebop?
I didn't think of it.
Really? You didn't think of the Bebop?
I literally did this in the first 5 minutes we sat down tonight to watch the movie, and I haven't had any time this week to think.
I thought you liked Cowboy Bebop.
I love it. I'm writing it down now.
You don't like it enough.
I do. Man, I do. I promise.
You can play chess on the Bebop. You have Jet's cool little feng shui room.
Mm-hmm.
You have that cool, they have the cool spinning little the little gravity generators in there where Aang kind of goes. You have that random stairway that Spike walks on when he gets super high on mushrooms. He just keeps walking on it. It looks like he's walking like a ladder to heaven. That's such a good episode when they eat those mushrooms. Oh my gosh.
I'll watch Spike do anything. He's awesome. That's great. Nice. That's a good pick.
Yep.
Honorable mentions. So on my honorable mentions list is from Cowboy Bebop, the Bebop. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to throw in from the cartoon series that I'm watching right now, Tron Uprising, I'm going to throw in Beck's Light Jet, which is amazing.
No Tron cycles?
We're talking about honorable mentions right now, Josh. How about yours? How about yours?
Are you kidding me?
Not at all. Go. What's your honorable mentions?
It's awful.
You're awful.
Jeebus Crispies. My honorable mentions from the anime Outlaw Star, I went with the cool red ship called the Outlaw Star. Anime's not original. Especially now. From the other anime, Space Battleship Yamato, I went with the Yamato, which is a space battleship.
Nice.
I think it was called Star Blazers here when it came over.
Oh, I've heard of that.
In the 80s?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 70s or 80s, something like that, yeah.
Just messed it all up. I also went with Voltron.
Oh.
Is a vehicle.
Yeah,
it's like 5 cats.
Something like that.
Vehicle.
Yeah.
And then my last honorable mention, I went with Baymax.
Oh.
Because he's totally a vehicle.
Yeah, Hero rides him all over San Francisco. Dang, that's a good one, dude.
I wanted to put him on the list, but I was like, I wonder if Gavin will give me gaff for that.
I mean, in that regard, you could say that stupid little fire extinguisher from WALL-E's a vehicle, because he totally pilots around with that thing.
Which I would bet you money that WALL-E stole that gag from Titan A.E.
Yeah, he might have. I mean, that was funny when we saw that happen. We're like, oh, WALL-E.
Like, this looks familiar from the last episode.
When did that? Wait, WALL-E came out in 2000. Hang on, let me flip back the page. Didn't write it on here. Was it 2005?
Yep.
Okay, so it probably wasn't in production yet.
It could have been 2008.
I feel like it was earlier than that.
It may have been 2008. In fact, I'm 99% sure it was 2008.
All right, cool. I don't remember. So my number one?
Your number one.
From Tron Uprising, Clue's Light Cycle. I love the light cycles, dude. Okay, whatever you think about Tron, I know you're a story guy, and it makes total sense to me that Tron anything wouldn't really be your bag because they're not high on story. What they are super high on is design, environmental design, ship design, vehicle design, character design, and the light cycle is one of the coolest science fiction vehicle designs ever.
Well, it came out in 2008.
Nice job, dude.
No problem.
Steel Trap. I'm glad you're on the show.
Well, I said 2005 original.
Yeah, but then you changed it to 2008.
Well, it came out in 2005. Something we watched previously came out in 2005.
Probably. We've watched 33
I think it may have been the
so
thing
far.
that before WALL-E, which I don't remember what it would have been.
Well, 2006 was Cars. The one before that would have been Monsters, Inc. That's 2005, I think.
Castle in the Sky.
That was 2000. Oh, you're talking about, I see. Yeah, the one we watched on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
No, Castle in the Sky came out in the 80s.
But did the redub come out? The Disney redub?
Oh, I have no idea when they redubbed it.
Who knows?
So, Tron Light Cycle wins!
I mean...
What do you...
For you...
Yeah, it does.
For my number one, I went with an actual cool vehicle.
Whatever. What do you have against the light cycle? It's so cool.
Sure. Same reason.
That's your argument? Sure.
Same reason I didn't put the Batmobile in here, because I'm like, it's a car.
So it has to be a ship to be a cool science fiction vehicle?
Well, no, but I mean, I wouldn't put it. That's like, I was talking with somebody when I was going through my top 5, and I was like, Batmobile's cool because it is sci-fi, but it's not. I mean, there's way better stuff out there than.
I agree, but we're not talking about the Batmobile. We're talking about light cycles.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, dude. You have some really garbage top 5s.
Wow, that's just mean, dude.
Maybe the worst top 5 you've ever had.
To be fair, I came up with it off the top of my head in no time at all.
You came up with
but I will tell you this. I will tell you this. The light cycle would be at the top of my list no matter what. No matter what.
It wasn't on your top 5 vehicles. Which is weird.
Well, I never considered that animated series because I forgot that it even existed back when we did that.
Fair play. Well, anyway, I went with something cool. I went with from Gundam Wing. I went with Gundam Death Scythe, which is dope.
Mine's cooler because it has the word death in it.
Yeah.
You're so hardcore, Josh.
Mine is.
You're
also
so black and spiky and hard.
Piloted by the best of the original Gundam pilots, Duo Maxwell.
Joey?
Duo Maxwell.
Okay.
Joey was from Yu-Gi-Oh!
I don't know.
And he had like this weird New York accent, but he didn't know how to play the game because he would only play like 4 cards. He'd be like, Baby Dragon and Kunai with Chain and Salamandra. That was all of his.
It actually sounds like maybe Joey from Friends voiced that character.
Very possible.
How you doing?
They probably based him off of that. But yeah, it's like, God. I mean, yeah, it's such a cool Gundam. It's completely black. Has this awesome.
That's another
scythe.
like mech suit, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I was trying to find a good picture of him, but all the pictures that they had were like of the model. And I was like, I don't know if I want the model, but that's just him. He's holding his scythe.
Oh, okay.
And it's got this green energy blade as the Scythe. It's pretty dope.
I like it. It's cool.
He's Black as Night, and he'll kill you.
Wait, isn't that Batman? Isn't he Black as Night?
Yeah, but he won't kill you.
I'm thinking he kills some people.
Yeah, in the movies.
Well, it's all the same character, right? Continuity.
No, man. Dude, you don't know this about comic books, but there can be like 47,000 different universes.
Well, then why can't there be feature animation comic book movies?
Because they don't do that anymore.
I know. It's so dumb. I don't like it.
It's dumb.
Well, hey, man.
So I went with the Death Side.
I like your top 5.
I'm not sure you do.
You don't like mine, and that's fine.
I like 2 of them.
That's fine.
You forgot.
I stand by the light cycle, though. That's an amazing science fiction vehicle. So cool. Yeah. Yeah, I want one. I want one real bad.
Well, you know what? You can play GTA 5 and you can buy one.
I can play the Tron Legacy video game.
Ew, why?
One. It was pretty fun. I liked it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. So, dude, let's talk about Audience Appreciation April.
Yeah, that kind of fizzled out on a nice little...
So, every episode this month, we're going to be asking you guys another question. And if you answer this question by leaving a comment in the post for this episode, you'll get yet another entry into our Audience Appreciation April giveaway, which is going to be epic. We already have some movies in it.
Let's go ahead and...
We already have a book in it.
Let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to do.
You want to?
Let's go ahead and do it.
All right, dude, go.
All right. So, we've decided... I talked with one super cool artist.
Okay.
Follow him on Instagram, Art by JP.
Ooh,
and he
nice.
donated and we'll probably, like, once we get all the package together,
we'll take a picture of it, yeah.
But he gave us a really cool X-Men print from the animated series. So it says, like, Class of 92.
Is that the one you showed me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. I don't even like X-Men. It's freaking cool.
It's good.
It's very cool.
We also have, because Josh was super smart and ordered 2 of them, we have a copy of Star and Marco's Guide to the Star and Marco.
Yeah, the new Star and Marco book from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which is awesome. I looked at it too. It's a cool little book. And
we've got a pair of awesome Studio Ghibli socks.
Are we doing Studio Ghibli?
Yeah, I already put them in my cart.
Oh, cool.
It's actually it's actually 5 pairs of Studio Ghibli socks.
Is it kind of a generic size, like kind of one size fits all ish? Okay, cool.
But I think I may steal one of them because I kind of want it.
Oh,
so you may just get like 3 socks.
Maybe 4 pairs of socks.
Maybe just a pair of socks. It depends on how much I like the socks. And then Gavin, because you'll be happy as a clam about this.
I'm gonna donate a little bit of art myself, so there'll be a little bit of Gavin Otteson art in there as well. But one of the jewels of the package is we're going to be giving away on Blu-ray a collection of Toy Story 2, and Toy Story 3.
So yeah, maybe if you're some, I'm not going to name any names, but maybe you're a fellow podcast who watches everything on VHS. And
maybe you can have an upgrade now.
Maybe you need to update. Speaking of updates, you need to update your collection of stuff too, bro. Don't be laughing.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with analog. There is...
But you need to update your
nothing wrong with people liking what they've got.
And I hate watching... Like,
I'm not going to spend money I don't need to spend, man.
We have this super cool TV, this super cool stuff, soundbar, everything like that will help us get a better viewing experience. And you bring me some off-the-shelf DVD.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Something that was made 20, 25 years ago, the animation quality is not going to improve just because I get that on Blu-ray. The only thing that will be better is the sound. Yeah, the sound will. I'll give you the sound.
I think WALL-E's sound would have been
But it's not like you have some big theater sound system either.
I've got a really dope sound bar.
It's a sound bar. It's a nice speaker.
You're a sound bar.
I am.
You know what we need? I was thinking about this.
Wait. Let's just reiterate that, hey, guys, this package is to say thanks to all of you for listening, to supporting us, to commenting, liking. We love you guys. Our audience is the best. And the prize package can be yours, and you can get another entry by answering this question. We never said it. The question of this week is, what is your favorite animated series? All you have to do is comment in the post for this episode to get another entry. All right, go, Josh.
I was thinking, and I was having a chat with somebody. I think we need a third.
A third?
I think we need a third.
A third.
I think we need a charismatic third. Someone who can talk crap with you, but hates crap like I do. Somebody in the middle to kind of reel us both in, but also join me when I attack you. That's what we need.
Will they ever join me when I attack you?
No one ever joins you, Gavin. So
fair. Keep going.
We need a third person, and I need to find a third person.
Is this an audition call right now?
Sure.
Is that what's going on right now? All right.
We can put that out there. Yeah. I also want something cool for the banner.
Will we require them to purchase their own mic?
Yeah, that is a requirement.
Hey, we're rocking $35 mics right now, so it's not like out of the realm of reason that they could get their own mic.
Yeah, it's not.
Do we have another?
It's not awful.
Oh, that's our problem.
That is pricey.
Yeah,
but
the
equipment is kind of pricey. But here's the thing: you may not need that if you got a really good mic and a better computer than what we have. You may be able to bypass that.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
But yeah, who knows? Maybe
I'm open to the ever evolving nature of our podcast.
Maybe you should send me a DM. Who knows? Maybe you're like, hey Josh, here's a DM.
I know stuff like
this is my voice. This
cartoons
is my voice.
And stuff. I know.
I like to watch things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, maybe let me know.
All right.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't waste my time. Maybe you do. Maybe you do waste my time. Are we done?
I mean, you can go on and on and on. You're the editor, so.
Oh, God. So right now it says that this is a 2-hour podcast. Let's try
No, it doesn't. What does it say? I can't see it. 107?
10, yeah.
No, that's not bad.
Well, I mean, we talked for 16 minutes. I think maybe we should probably attach something at the end of this.
To cover up all this jibber jabber at the end?
To cover up all the jibber jabber.
I agree.
I think,
how about one of the rockin' songs from the Titan A.E. soundtrack?
Part of me was like, you know what?
If anybody owns the soundtrack to that movie,
burn it.
Tell us. No, I want to know who has the guts to admit that they have the soundtrack to this movie.
Yo, man, I got that on cassette. You know what we forgot to mention?
What's that?
We watched the first episode of the new Samurai Jack, season 5.
We did.
Yes.
Want to talk about it?
We can talk about it a little bit.
All right.
So,
should we spoil it?
Yeah, why not? Spoilers
for spoilers, everybody.
The thing that came out like 2 days ago.
Well, yeah, but still, it's not everybody's seen it. First episode, season 5. It's been off the air for how many years? God, a decade? At least.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think it's been at least a decade.
And probably should have watched the last episode of season 4 before we started this.
As a refresher.
Because I was like, what?
Huh?
Like, Jack doesn't have his sword, and I'm like,
well, the other
what?
thing is, though, in the beginning, when he's kind of telling about his state of affairs, he says 50 years has gone by.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know that it ties directly into how that last episode ended. And we're just supposed to start gathering new information.
Because he also says Aku destroyed the portal. I'm like,
yes.
I don't remember that.
And apparently he's lost his sword.
He's lost his sword, and there's no portal to go back home.
And he's got a big mountain man beard. And he's like fully suited in like classic Japanese armor.
I hated his helmet, though.
The helmet or the mask?
His helmet.
Really?
The mask was dope.
Mask was cool.
His helmet was too tall.
That's kind of a Samurai Jack proportion, though. Like, they do that kind of proportioning for a lot of things.
I like his gun on the front of him. He was
That's what I had a problem with. Like, Samurai Jack with guns didn't really play out well for me.
He doesn't have a shiv anymore, so he can't use his sword.
I was just like,
His staff was cool.
Okay. His staff was cool. I like that. It reminded me of some of those Star Wars Empire droid guys with like the weird electric
droids.
Yeah,
guys.
those kind of staffs. Yeah, that was cool. And did you watch season 4 of Samurai Jack?
When it came out.
Yeah, so that was the one he was doing concurrently when he was doing Clone Wars. And so it's filled with Star Wars references and Easter eggs, like the whole season. And I kind of felt that was kind of lame. But you can see that there's a clear influence on Genndy Tartakovsky that comes from Star Wars. And I think that's just another example.
The opening bit and you see him on the motorcycle. I'm like, oh, here comes Judge Dredd. Just busting in. I mean, not Judge Dredd, Mad Max. It was very Mad Max. I was like,
yeah, a little bit. But the way...
Those first two little aliens, though, I want them in more stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They're little telepathic little...
Yeah, they were cool.
Like, oh, they look like little Andorians.
So they did a good job as far as making this feel like the Samurai Jack series, even though it's been so long. And I was afraid that it wouldn't. But in that very first scene, when, you've got those two little guys like running from something, and you got that horde of robot beetles, which are exactly like a horde of robot beetles, which we saw in series 1. And the sound effects, and them swarming around them, it was so reminiscent of how the original series felt. I guess this is still part of the original series, even though it's later because they're calling it season 5. It's not like a reboot.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. So I was glad that it sounded the same. I was disappointed that they didn't have the cool intro with maybe like some updated thing.
We did get the same outro.
We got the same outro, which leads me to believe that maybe, since this is kind of just a prologue, that maybe in episode 2 or 3, like once this first little arc is over, then maybe they'll hit us with the intro.
Here's the thing. Do you think they'll redo it a little bit?
I would hope so. Have some of the old, but add some new too. I would. But that song is so cool. I gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack. It's just got such a cool hook to
it. We also had the daughters of Aku.
Yes.
Which I think are going to be super dope.
They're going to be cool. It's nice to have a consistent enemy. That's what was great about the first show, is that you had your little assassins and your enemies of the week kind of thing, but you always had this overarching enemy of Aku. And it seems like Aku is going to be a little more distant, at least in the beginning in this show, and it's going to be these daughters of Aku.
I'm hoping they're kind of like Ventress.
Which are like little brainwashed cult kids.
Yeah.
That are all after
I don't know.
Samurai
I think
Jack.
that one she may swap sides.
Oh, you think the one that looked outside?
The one that looked outside. Because she's seen the outside
They're
world.
cool little ninja girls with little cute little haircuts. And
I like how they all had different haircuts, too. Like, that's adorable.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how they play out. But I was disappointed that we only ever saw a statue or like a smoky... vision of Aku. We never actually see Aku in the episode, and it sounded like that was a different voice actor too.
I think it was a different voice actor.
That stinks.
Because
Aku's my favorite.
Well, it doesn't sound like. Well, didn't Aku die?
I don't think so. I don't remember. That's the thing. It's been so long since I watched season 4. I don't think he dies.
I can't remember. No. The actor.
Oh, the actor.
Because I think it was the same guy who was in Avatar, who was Uncle Iroh.
You're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember that character.
Oh, in the
Pandora.
Blue Alien movie.
Yeah, that would be a shame, but nonetheless, I want to see Aku in this show. Like he's my
because like the person that the android. Oh god, that android. That robot guy.
It was so Samurai Jack, though.
So
all those villains were so over the top. That's what I liked it because it felt Samurai Jack to me.
Yeah, those flashbacks, though. I hope they don't continue those.
I'm not big on that.
It's good for one episode.
It's not flashbacks. It's just
like
visions.
These random visions.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not big on that either. And the way they did it, it's like, okay, we get the point, and I don't know. I'm with you. I don't want to have that be the first third of this season or something.
Yeah.
So
that would get.
What did we watch that on? Was it Hulu?
No, I bought it on Amazon.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought it.
Oh, I wasn't. I was looking at my phone when you did it.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't ever pay attention.
Never. So I don't know when I'm going to get to really see this whole season. Probably not after it's all out.
Yeah, I just wanted to get this one just so we could, watch this first one and
talk a little something.
Yeah. Mainly because I missed it last night.
Yeah.
because someone was having a live chat.
Oh, yeah? Did you tune into a little live Instagram thing?
Yeah, it was a live Instagram.
You skipped Samurai Jack to watch me draw a picture?
Well, I was also watching Spirited Away at the same time, but you kept talking. So I was like, damn, well, I gotta pause. I basically, it took me about 3.5 hours to watch Spirited Away.
That's hilarious.
Like, I was paused on that screen with Haku and Chihiro when he takes her to his parent, like to her parents. I was just like on that for like ever, it seemed
when they're pigging out. Yep, I went there. So,
so what would you give this first? What would you give this first episode?
There was enough of a callback to the feel of it. It
was very nostalgic.
That it was good. But there's some things I'm afraid of right now. Like, I don't want them to go off the rails here. So I'm going to give it a hesitant 3.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 3 too. I mean, it was good for, what it was.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan of that.
They kept true to the look. It's got the potential to be just as good as Samurai Jack. Gendy is involved, so that's a good thing.
I'm really interested in these Daughters of Aku. Like,
yeah,
if he makes them, if they turn into like Ventress from Clone Wars, I think we would be tippy top.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me of her. Yeah.
So as long as we keep that going,
right,
I'm good.
I agree.
But we were gonna watch Tangled Before Ever After, but we
can't find it anywhere.
Like you can go on Amazon Video, and it's like, oh yeah, it's there. It's 55 minutes. Can you purchase it?
No, not available.
You can look at it. Like I tried, like
so maybe next week it'll be available.
Hopefully,
for us.
Yeah, maybe we'll.
And then during the last episode of the month, maybe I can talk about Tron Uprising.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you'll have that done by then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'll have watched my second watch through of Miraculous Ladybug.
Oh my gosh.
But the person that I'm going to have on and that we're going to talk about it, she's almost done too.
Oh, cool.
So.
I like it.
We should be able to knock
Very
that
cool,
out of the
man.
park. I'm trying to find some Camembert cheese.
Yeah?
That's what the Plague eats to restore his energy.
Oh, I guarantee they have it at Whole Foods.
I looked at Sprouts. They had tons of brie. But no.
Whole Foods has that whole corner of cheeses.
Yeah, Uptown too, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've only been to the Whole Foods once. I don't even know where it's at.
Oh, it's at Class and Curve.
Oh, okay, because Brady drove us there, and like I was just like in the back seat on my phone, and then we pull up and we park, and I'm like, where are we at? We're at Whole Foods. Like, we have a Whole Foods in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
It's like over my head.
Yep. It's real easy to get to. Just May and Western.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Gavin.
Yeah, I think that's about it, right?
I think so.
Sweet.
So where can everybody find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the show on Twitter at Animate Podcast.
On Instagram at Animation Station Podcast.
And online at worldwideweb.animationstationpodcast.com.
Do you think anybody would actually type in world wide?
I wonder what happens if you type in World Wide Web.
Nothing. You get a fail. Yeah.
What if it does? What if it's like?
It's like looking up dictionary in the dictionary. I mean, you kind of already know what it is. You don't need to.
Does it have, like, when you open up dictionary in the dictionary, is it just like this?
It says see dictionary.
It's like in your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can listen to all the episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, and you can also go to our website and click the little podcast tab.
Yep.
Listen to us there.
Our fabulous website.
Hey, dude, I put a lot of hard work into
awesome,
that
dude.
website.
Yeah,
Don't
great.
Don't
I'm not knocking it at all. I adore our website.
That you've never
the
once
little
been
website
to.
that could. Yeah, I haven't. So cool.
All right.
I think that's it.
Yep, gonna edit this bad boy, pop her out.
Sweet.
Gonna go to Vintage Stock.
Nice. You gonna get some new animation while you're there?
I'll look, see what they have, but
nice.
I need to find some of our D&D stuff because we go roll our characters this weekend.
Cool. I like it.
See if I can find some little figurines.
Cool.
Maybe some little campaigns, maybe.
All right, they might have that there.
Hopefully.
Cool. Good luck on your quest.
I want some. No, never mind. I was gonna sing it out, but I was talking and singing.
So it didn't work at all.
No, so it was that. I want something, get me through this.
Semi-charm kind of life.
Baby. No, that's awful.
Terrible.
Josh, never don't put that in.
Long ago in a distant land, I, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil. But a foolish samurai warrior wielding a magic sword stepped forth to oppose me. Before the final blow was struck, I tore open a portal in time and flung him into the future, where my evil is law. Now the fool seeks to return to the past and undo the future that is Aku.
Gotta do that, back to the past, samurai jack. Gotta do that, back to the past, samurai jack.